continue with the word of the Most High. And all praise and glory to his holy name. I'll summon myself outside. All right, let's continue with the word of the Most High. We're looking at 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha, 13th chapter. We'll start at verse 1. Because destruction coming. We got to be ready. You got to be ready. We got to be ready. Second Ezra 13:1. And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. That's the angels. The thousands of heaven are the angels. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Remember, Isaiah 47:3-4. This man is a Mashiach Yahushua. But he's coming a certain way. And it tells you, Isaiah 47:3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. Talking about the Edomites. So their shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man, he said. He said, I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So he coming as no man. He's going to come in his angelic spiritual power. As for our Redeemer, Yahshua, the power of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. So he told us in Lamentations 4:21. He said, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. He said, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz, live just like the Babylonians. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shall make thyself naked. That's why we just read about this. You're going to be exposed. Naked means they're going to be exposed to the wickedness that they do. You know, men with men get married and so forth. Women and women get married, changing a man into a woman into a man and so forth. All the things that's abominable to the Most High. Eating the wrong things, having other people, you know, taking away the diets. Like you read about what they did in the under Antiochus Epiphanes. You know, defiling our temple, having us right now following their way, creating monsters, these children and kids that's being monsters. Their curriculum turned them into monsters, took the Bible away from the children, and brought what? Brought the devil and Satan into the schools. Now the result is these children, these kids are monsters. That's what I say. You'll be drunken and shall make thyself naked, be exposed to all the things that you're doing and have done. It's all here. And we get to understand through these precepts. See, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished. Hear this, Yahshua. See, the punishment of thine iniquity, of our wickedness, is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Remember he told us in Isaiah the 40th chapter, the 1st and 2nd verse, comfort ye my people. We receive double of the Most High's hand. So he's telling us now the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished. In this day and time is accomplished. O daughter of Zion, Zion represents the 12 tribes of Israel. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. That's when you read Deuteronomy 28:68. That's the last captivity we would have to go in. The Most High said, and the Most High will send thee into Egypt, which means captivity, slavery, and bondage again another time. How? With ships. By the way where I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there, when you go on these ships, you're going to be sold into your enemies. For what? For bondmen, slave men, and slave women. No man shall buy you. No man shall redeem us from the condition that the Most High brought us in captivity, slavery, and bondage. But he told you that, hey, he was just a little displeased with us. And they helped forward the affliction unto this day. So that's why I said, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. Hear that? He will visit the iniquity of the Edomites, the so-called white man. He will discover thy sins. He will discover their sins. That's why you see destruction is coming on this earth. Wisdom of Solomon 4:17. In the Apocrypha, Wisdom of Solomon 4:17. For they shall see the end of the wise, and shall not understand what the Most High in his counsel hath decreed of him, and to what end the Most High hath set him in safety. They shall see him and despise him, but the Most High shall laugh them to scorn. Most High got a sense of humor, so he's going to laugh them to scorn. They're going to see him and despise him, but the Most High shall laugh them to scorn. And they shall hereafter be as vile carcasses. As a vile carcass. They're going to hereafter be as a vile carcass. And a reproach among the dead forevermore. For he will rend them and cast them down headlong, that they shall be speechless. They're going to have nothing to say. And he shall shake them from the foundation, and they shall be utterly laid waste, and be in sorrow, and their memorial shall perish. And when they cast up the accounts of their sins, when they think about what they have done, like I say, you're going to visit the sins of the Edomites. And when they cast up the accounts of their sins, they shall come with fear. Then they're going to be afraid. Then they're going to be scared. And their own iniquity shall convince them to their face. You know what that is? That's that rod of iron. That rod of iron that Mashiach Yahushua is coming back to judge with. Oh yeah. Don't get it twisted. Everybody gonna have to be judged. We will judge. You see our judgment still upon us. And people paying attention. You see more people paying attention to see that, wow, man, it's happening again and again and again. In broad daylight and open from the whole world. Oh yeah. They're going to recognize one day that we are the children of Israel. That's why the Most High said in Psalms 2, in verse 8, he said, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the utmost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron. That's just laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, his rules and regulations that you saying that we ain't got to follow. That you took out of the schools, no prayer, can't believe in the Most High. So you left the devil and Satan there. You created these monsters. Say, mistress women shall bring forth monsters. Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron. You're going to be broken down with the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. What you say, you don't have to follow. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O you kings. You hear what he's saying? Say, be wise now, therefore, O you kings, all you that's rulers of the world. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Most High with fear. Serve the Most High with fear. You better be scared of the Most High. You better be afraid of the Most High and rejoice. With trembling, he said. Have fun, but be happy, but with trembling, he's saying. Kiss the Son. Kiss his Son. Lest he be angry. Remember, he ain't coming back with it like a man, he said. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. You hear that? You perish, he going to get rid of you like he just read about in Isaiah. Like they said, from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, concerning Edom. Because probably in the prophetic scriptures as a scene of great future judgment, she's the only neighbor of the Israelites that's not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. And gave scripture to back it up. Isaiah 34, 5 and 6, and Isaiah 63, 1 down. We just read this. But he said, kiss the Son. lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. Better believe this. He coming to judge and make war, y'all. That's why I go back to 2nd Ezra 13th chapter. Verse 3, I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. That's he coming with what? Let's see. How many angels he coming with? I said thousands of heaven. Let's see how many. Revelation 9:16. And I heard the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. That's 200 million angels. 2nd Ezra 13:3, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, 200 million angels. And when he turned his countenance to look, remember, he's not coming as a man. He ain't going to meet you as a man, with his angelic power. As he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. He coming from the sky, from the fourth dimension, and everything is under him. What did it say? As he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Understand this. Go to Revelation 1:7. Revelation 1:7. Don't worry about nobody saying he's over here. It's coming this day or that day. Because it says, Revelation the 1st chapter, the 7th verse. Behold, he cometh with clouds. We're going to define them clouds as the chariots of the Most High, the angels. 200 million angels he coming back with. Remember, he coming like a birds flying in that V formation. Behold, he coming with clouds, with the chariots of the Most High, the flying saucers, the IFOs, identified flying objects, and every eye shall see him. That's why I say you got to worry about anybody telling you he's here, because everybody gonna see him. Every eye gonna see him. Every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so. So, going back to 2nd Ezra 13, verse 3, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. This is Mashiach Yahushua coming back in his angelic power. Remember, he ain't meeting you as a man. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. You don't want to tremble now? You want to be afraid? You want to be scared? You're going to be scared at this time. Remember, say everybody going to wail because of him. Everybody going to see him. So no matter if I don't give a damn if you go 50 miles, 100 miles under the earth, you're going to see him because he created everything under the power of the Most High. Let me say all the elements going to be dissolved. You better hear what he's saying. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. You hear that? So let's look at Revelations. Yeah, I like that. Go to Revelation 19. I've been saying it over and over again. Let's go to it. Revelation 19:11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon it was called Faithful and True. This is Mashiach Yahushua. Is he coming back in his angelic power? Not as a man. And in righteousness, he does judge and make war. What's righteousness? The laws of the Most High. He going to judge and make war. His eyes was a flame of fire because he's going to be angry. He coming with the indignation, the wrath, the fury of the Most High. And on his head were many crowns, powers and authority. Because he's taking down all the nations and putting the crowns on his head. He hath a name written that no man knew but he himself. Anybody don't know his name but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. We know why his vesture going to be dipped in blood. We done went over that in Isaiah the 63rd chapter, which they know. We read that in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary concerning Edom. Isaiah 63rd chapter, he told us to go there. And he was clothed with a vesture, that's his garments, his clothes dipped in blood. It's going to be their blood dipped on him. It's going to be drenched like somebody stomping in wine press. Their blood going to be all over his clothes. And he's clothed, the vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. Listen, and the armies which were in heaven followed him, as we read about in 2 Ezra 13. They followed him upon white horses, pure righteous power, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. So they ain't naked. They clothed. They got clothes on. They're going to have white linen, white and clean. They're going to be clean and white linen. The angels. And out of his mouth, listen, because we go right along with what we're reading about in Ezra 13th chapter, 2 Ezra 13th chapter. And out of his mouth go up a sharp sword. Out of his mouth, what did it say in Ezra? 2 Ezra 13, verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. So fire is coming out of his mouth. But what does it say here? Revelation 19 and 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. That fire that's going to come from his mouth. That with it he shall smite or kill the nations. And he shall rule them with the rod of iron. We didn't read what that rod of iron is in Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. We just read it. You can rule them with the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You're going to be speaking them, the laws of the Most High. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill, murder. People going to be burning up. We're going to find out. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations. And he shall rule them with the rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Most High. As we read in Isaiah 63rd chapter. Remember, he said like he's stomping in the winepress? Well, all their blood going to be on his garments. He's telling you a vesture here, still his garment. Going back to 2 Ezra 13. Second Ezra 13. Verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. Then no fire is coming out of his mouth. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. From the four corners of the earth. That's from every nation. All these superpowers going to get together. They might be fighting. They're going to stop fighting the fight of Mashiach Yahushua when he comes. From the four corners, that's four corners of the earth. All these nations will get together, because they already together, to fight of Mashiach Yahushua. But I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. But I could have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. Because it's not a mountain, it's the Israelites. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him, all these nations, the army, the navy, the marines, the air force of all these nations, they're going to come together thinking their nuclear power going to do something. Or whatever the Satan allowed them to create. We're so afraid. They're going to be so afraid. Remember, he come back as a man, but yet does fight. They're in the orders to fight. They're going to be afraid, but they're going to fight. And lo, as I saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Mashiach Shai ain't going to lift up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of innumerable multitude, nothing was perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. Ezra said, when I saw this, I was afraid. It scared him. He said, when I saw this, I was afraid. Fear came upon him. That's fear. When he's seen this destruction that's going to come upon the army, the navy, the marines of all nations, all these kingdoms. Mashiach was saying going to be nothing but dust and smell of smoke. Hear the word of the Most High. Zechariah. Oh, man. Zechariah. My first page fell out of my pocket. Salakia. Zechariah 14 and 12. Zechariah 14 and 12. Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Most High will smite kill all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, that have fought against us, the Israelites. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Don't it sound like what my second just said? Ain't gonna be nothing but dust and smell of smoke. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Like that woman in Independence Day. It was the Terminator, I think. She was against that fence. And that nuclear bomb came and she was melted. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes. And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. That's the judgment. Psalms, the 9th chapter, the 5th verse to the 10th verse. Psalms 9 and 5. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever. And thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end. And thou hast destroyed cities. The memorial is perished with them. But the Most High, and the Mashiach shall endure forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment. And he shall judge the world in righteousness, according to the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. Most High also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. So we got to call upon the Most High, cry unto the Most High, repent and come back to his laws, statutes, commandments, and have faith in him. The Most High also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee. But thou, O Most High, have not forsaken them that seek thee. He has not forsaken us that seek him. Job 14 and 5. Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Most High gave him a limit of time. Like every nation only had a certain period of time to rule. Like we read about how Alexander the Greek took down the Persian and Mede Empire. So we're reading about how these empires, these kingdoms that's on the earth, and the superpower of the earth, America, going to be brought down. Seeing his days are determined, the Most High have determined the days, his days. The number of his months are with thee. The number of his months are with the Most High. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. He can't go past the time that the Most High is time. Boom, it's on. Colossians 3:25. Colossians 3 and 25. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done. So the things that they do wrong, they can receive for the wrong which he have done. And we go receive for the wrong we have done. But we're here dealing with these last days and why the Most High bringing them down. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done. And what's wrong? Anything that's contrary to the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. You will receive for the wrong which you have done, and there is no respect of persons. Most High don't have no respect of persons. He don't care about no individualists. He care about he have respect to the children of Israel. Exodus 2:25. Galatians 6 and 7. Book of Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived. Don't be lied to. Let nobody lie to you. The Most High is not mocked. But whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. See? Whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So what you've done, you're going to reap the same. Only we're not going to be doing things that's abomination to the Most High. Get that right. What we're going to do is going to be a righteous judgment. That would be from the mind of the Most High. Numbers 14 and 18. Numbers 14 and 18. Hope y'all all right. Numbers 14 and 18. The Most High is long suffering. He suffered a long time, man. You know, when I hear this, when I hear the Most High is long suffering, I think about the fact that he told us in the beginning. He said, let us go down and make man in our image and our likeness and get a dominion over the whole earth. He said, you can eat of the tree of life and live forever, but don't eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And we chose the tree of knowledge of good and evil. We're over everlasting life. You gotta understand this. The Most High is long suffering and of great mercy. Great mercy. And you only say you're going to have mercy on Jacob. The mercy and grace only came to the Israelites. You have great mercy. Forgiving iniquity and transgressions. And by no means clearing the guilty. You hear that? By no means clearing the guilty. Visiting iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. That's how the Most High deal with it. He visited the iniquity of the fathers. Like you say, oh, that was our fathers, our forefathers did that. They already died and paid the price. Go say, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. Right? That's why when you look at Isaiah 14:21. See, everybody gonna get up all up in arms. Oh, he's racist. No. The Most High is. If that's what you want to say he is. But he's just. If that's what he is, he's just. He's righteous. Isaiah 14:21. I can't be racist. I can't stop you from getting a job or anything. I can't stop you from doing anything. Isaiah 14:21. To be racist, you gotta have power. Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children. Why? For the iniquity of their fathers. Hear that? Most I deal with 3 to 4 generations. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. What their fathers done. Forefathers done. Have us in slavery and all the things they did, raping the men, the women, the children, and doing all kind of madness. You know, cutting off our limbs and cutting off our scrotums and killing us to this day. I showed you a picture. Look at the lesson number 1, part 1. You'll see what they done. Prepare slaughter for the children, for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. You finished. But that's okay. You know. You up in arms, you feeling bad. Some of you Israelites probably feel bad about that. But let's see what happened to us. So I like the Most High. I love him. I'm gonna say I love him because he give me a balance. So how you feel about this? Lamentations 5 and 7. Talking about us, children of Israel. Our fathers have sinned. Oh, they the ones that sinned. They the ones that did it. But look at what it say. And are not. And they're dead. Like you trying to say that your forefathers are dead. They the ones had us in captivity, slavery, and bondage. But it wasn't you, but you reaping the benefits of us being in captivity, slavery, and bondage, working for free for all those years. But listen to us. The judgment upon us, children of Israel. The Most High chose the people who He loved. Our fathers have sinned and are not. They're dead too. And we have borne their iniquities. We have carried their iniquities. You see? When you understand the balance of things, it's okay for it to happen to us, right? But it's not okay to happen to you. Oh, it's going to happen. As it is written to me. Most I say, when you purpose something, it's going to happen. You can't disannul it. Say, servants are ruled over us. There is none that does deliver us out of their hands. Ain't no man going to save us. Only the Most High. Point blank. Period. See, when you look at verse 7 again, our fathers have sinned and are not, and we are carried their iniquities. We carried their iniquities, man. So that's a balance. Happen to us, happen to you. We got double, you're going to get double. They're going to get double. Isaiah 14 and 26. Let's read 24 again. The Most High of hosts have sworn, saying, I just, this is here. I'm saying it, it's right here. It's right here. The Most High of hosts has sworn, saying, Isaiah 14 and 24, the 27. The Most High of hosts, Most High of armies of angels have sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have purposed, so shall it stand. Everything you hearing, the Most High has purposed it, so shall it stand. Okay? Verse 26. This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth. And this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. For the Most High power of hosts have purposed, and who shall disannul? All the things you hearing, who's going to stop it from happening? That's what he's saying. Who won't disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? Nobody. No one. Understand this, overstand this. This is very important that you understand what the word is saying. You can just go over these scriptures. You can read them yourself and see, understand what the Most High is saying. Very, very clear. Look at Jeremiah 25 and 30. Jeremiah 25 and 30. Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and said to them. Remember he said his word, he purposed it. Ain't nobody could disannul it. Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and said to them, the Most High shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout, and they that tread the grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth. That's where we at now, y'all. Remember Esau's the end of the world. Jacob's the beginning of that follower. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth. For the Most High have the controversy with the nations. Hear that? The Most High got a problem with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, said the Most High. Thus said the Most High, power of hosts, power of armies, power of angels. Behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. That whirlwind from the coast of the earth could be What? A hurricane. And the slain of the Most High shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented. Ain't nobody going to be crying over the slain bodies. Neither gathered. They ain't going to be gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. They're going to be like doo-doo upon the ground. Their carcasses going to just go into the ground in that day. And you wicked Israelites, just in case you think you're getting away with something, you get away with nothing. None of us. Jeremiah 16. The word of the Most High came also unto me, saying, Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place. For thus saith the Most High power concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begat them in this land. They shall die a grievous death. They shall die a grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented. Like I say, ain't going to be crying over it. Neither shall they be buried. They ain't going to be buried. But they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, as we just read. And they shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine. Remember, say it will be the lack of bread and great tribulation. And their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of the heavens. Go let the buzzards and the birds eat you up. And for the beasts of the earth. All kind of beasts of the earth going to be eating them up. For thus said the Most High, enter not into the house of mourning. Don't go to the house of mourning. He said, don't enter into the house of mourning. Ain't going to be able to go to, like, no, we can't even go to funerals. Neither go to lament nor bemourn them. For I have taken away my peace from this people, said the Most High, even loving kindness and mercies. I'm telling y'all, people think, I'll be saying certain things, it's like the Spirit of the Most High, Most High gonna lift that grace and mercy off. He said, look what hear what he said. I have taken away my peace from this people, said the Most High. Even loving kindness and mercies. He's taken away from us. Both the great and the small shall die in this land. They shall not be buried. Neither shall men lament for them, nor cut themselves. You know, they cut themselves for the dead, nor make themselves bald for them. We should shave off our head in mourning, and so forth. Neither shall men tear themselves for them in mourning, to comfort them for the dead. Neither shall men give them the cup of consolation to drink for their father or for their mother. Purpose this. Can't nobody just ignore this. That's why it behooves you to come back to his laws, statutes, and commandments, and be righteous. Have faith in the Most High. Thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting. Ain't gonna be no more feasting. To sit with them to eat and to drink. Right now you got the COVID virus going around. COVID-19 or coronavirus going around. You can't do this anyway. Thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting, to sit with them to eat and to drink. But thus said the Most High, power of hosts, power of armies, power of angels, the power of Israel. Behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes what you can see, and in your days the voice of mirth, happiness, and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom, and the voice of the bride. Ain't nobody gonna be able to be getting married. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore hath the Most High pronounced all this great evil against us? Say, why is the Most High pronouncing all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? What have we done wrong? You know Israel is, I ain't doing nothing wrong. I'll just lean on my own understanding. Your own understanding led you to this judgment. or what is our sin that we have committed against the Most High, our power? What is our sin that we committed against the Most High, our power? Pride. Pride. Most High hates you because you're prideful. That's why I say hate a poor man that's prideful. You ain't got a damn thing. How you gonna be? What you prideful about? They change the currency of the money today, tomorrow, we'll be all jacked up. Even some that call themselves rich. But you hear what he said? We're going to say, what is our sin that we have committed against the Most High, our power? Then shall thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me. You hear that? So all you just say, oh, we didn't do it. He said the Most High did with 3 to 4 generations. He said, then shall I say to them, because your forefathers have forsaken me, said the Most High, and have walked after other gods. Just like a lot of you doing it right now. Being involved in all these religions. Most High gave us laws, statutes, commandments to go by. 613 laws, moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws. You should know every last ceremonial law. And the new moons when they come in. And the days that we say we're going to honor and get the victory over our enemies by heart. Like you know Esau's certain days, hella days that he has set up. Mother's Day, Father's Day, and Memorial Day, all the different days that he has set up. You know them. But you don't know the Most High's holy days. That's sad. That's terrible. Then shall I say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, said the Most High, and have walked after other gods. And all the gods of the nations are idols, Psalms 96 and 5. And have served them. You serving Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz in these churches. That's your Trinity. That's your Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Because they never baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. I just did a lesson on that. Show me where they baptized anyone in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. That's because you have not done your research. That was created in 1522. Man. And I worship them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. See? So you forsake the Most High and have not kept his law. That's why he told you. Go to Exodus. Hold that. Go to Exodus 20th chapter. This is the 10 Commandments. Most High said, hey. Let's start at verse 1. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, out of the house of slavery, captivity, and bondage. That's what Egypt means. Excuse me. Thou shalt have no other gods which are idols before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. This is key right here. Because this is what we did. We made things and say, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. That's why he's bringing this judgment upon us. For I, the Most High thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children again, unto the 3rd and 4th generations of them that hate me. Because you can't say you love them if you're not doing what he say do. You out there being wicked, then you're going to come back and say, well, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, I love the Most High. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. Understand this and overstand this. Just a moment.